All right, so the game you get to play today is to give yourself a free pass to do something that you've always been drawn to, but never quite did it, never thought you should. You know, there was a like, ah, I shouldn't. And so you didn't. And you're going to get a free pass to do that today. So how many of those things can you think of? Like right away, if you're the type of person that has a million of those things and it's like, oh my God, there's too many to count, you know, that tells you a little something. Or if you can't even think of one, like what? I do all the things, you know, I mean, cool. But chances are, I mean, if you're a living, breathing human, you're going to have at least one thing. You will find something that you've always been drawn to, but haven't quite done or didn't really think you should. And what are the you didn't really think you should? Well, I mean, it could be like because you're ashamed of it, or because it's kind of like being bitchy, or, you know, being too truthful, or maybe it's like you always wanted to try that athletic thing, but you didn't think you should because of fear. It looked a little too scary, or you thought it would be way out of your range. Like you've always wanted to try to learn, you know, astrophysics or take a class in some sort of high-level calculus, but you didn't really think you should or could. It would be too hard, or it would be too overwhelming. Or let's say, you know, you've kind of always been drawn to talking to that guy at the health food store that you always see, or, you know, walking up to that person that you see every week at that meeting that you go to, and you like want to ask them if they want to just be friends. Like, but you have been drawn to doing it, but you never have because you just didn't think you should. You didn't think that, you know, they would respond well, or you're just basically afraid or uncomfortable. You didn't think you could handle the pressure. You thought you wouldn't really have time to hang out or whatever. All the excuses, you know? And that's the thing, is looking at this and coming up with what you're going to give yourself a free pass to do makes you more aware of all the little places that you do this to yourself. Where are those places? Scroll through them, and what are those reasons? What are those things that make you think you shouldn't? Yeah, so you get to sort of fish through some of those, and then you've got to bring up the courage and the daring spirit, the will, that fire of your soul, and do it. Do it. You're going to have to do it anyway. It's like truth or dare. Please stick with this. Don't, you know, cop out on us here. Like, really do it. This is sort of the commitment to like playing these games and going deeper into yourself and into your heart. This is it. You got to do these kind of things just for the experience. Even if you're like, wow, this is going to be a really bad idea. I don't think I should be really blunt with my boss about such and such or whatever, but I'm going to do it. That's the only thing that I haven't done. Like, all right, I don't want it to have like horrible repercussions. Like, I don't think I should jump from a plane. I'll kill myself. I don't want to have horrible repercussions, but the majority of the time, we make up half of this stuff. We make it bigger than it really is. And these are our excuses that we cling to. And for the most part, having the experience or the thrill of getting out there in that raw land of kind of discomfort, or I'm drawn to this, you know, because that's the component that's important. You're drawn to it, but you haven't really let yourself explore it. You haven't really, because you shouldn't, or all the reasons, you know. You're afraid it's not you. You're afraid you won't have the time. You're afraid it's going to make your schedule too busy, or, you know, take away the free time that you do have, or have some sort of negative consequence. Yeah, okay, but we're going to do it. We're going to give ourselves a free pass just for this one day, for this one experience, you know? So if you've got to talk yourself down out of whatever resistant feelings you're having, then tell yourself it's just for the experience. Just this once. I've got to feel what it feels like. It's an exhilarating thing to be out there in that raw discomfort, and to, you know, get silly and embarrassing with yourself maybe. But for the most part, it's an amazing endeavor and an invaluable skill. I mean, absolutely incredible skill to be able to pull energy and will from within and do things like this. Because like that right there is the stuff that, I mean, I'm going to say like makes people seem like heroes, you know, or really creates those moments of great human feats. It's the beauty of humanity is the will, in my opinion, you know, is that beautiful power and glow of the will. And every human's got one. And, you know, that's the stuff when people really make miracles happen or astonish you, or inspire you. And we're basically exercising that muscle. I mean, in a funny, goofy, inconsequential kind of way. So perfect. It works. It's totally just like an exercise or repetition. We're like pumping that muscle. So see how you like it. Do this thing that you've been drawn to that you just haven't quite let yourself explore. Really give it a try.